The buyer looked strange and unsettling. The nervous man carefully placed his suitcase in front of him. He had no idea the man would hand over a bag full of diamonds without saying a single word. In exchange for the suitcase, the man was stunned by the buyer's generosity. He quickly opened the box. Inside was just an old rusty iron ring. But when the buyer waved his hand over it, the ring began to glow with a bright golden light. Amazed, the man watched as the buyer lifted the ring into the air. And in the next moment it vanished completely. As the buyer turned to leave, the man stopped him. The buyer assumed he wanted more diamonds and reached into his sleeve for another bag. But the man wanted something else. He held out his amputated hand, silently asking the buyer to heal it with his powers. Without a word, the buyer poured a strange powder from the bag onto his arm. To his shock, the diamonds had turned into dry leaves. The leaves spread quickly, covering his entire arm. Then the buyer moved his hand again, and a green light glowed from the leaves. At first the man felt a mild sting, then cried out in pain, but when he looked again, his arm was whole, completely healed. He smiled in disbelief. The mysterious man had kept his promise. As the buyer turned to leave, he didn't notice someone secretly watching. Another man appeared, pointing a gun at him, but the buyer calmly raised his hand, and suddenly the gun flew into the air, shattering into pieces. Before the attacker could react, the buyer dashed forward, throwing him to the ground. He tried to fight back, using every move he knew, but none of it worked. Within seconds he was defeated. The mysterious man didn't harm him further. Instead, he simply vanished into the air, leaving the two men staring in shock, wondering who he truly was, and what kind of power he possessed. So tell me, if you ever met someone with powers like this, what would you ask them to do?